Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
There's more to the W's most watched team than the Caitlin Clark show. Do you all remember that quote? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all your support. We went crazy with the new subscribers the last couple of days, like more in the last couple of days than I think the previous 2 weeks. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who's always been a loyal subscriber and viewer who's liking and all that. And thank you for getting this out there so that these new people can come in. Welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19, of which all you new subscribers are now a part. That quote, you may remember me talking about it at the time because it was one of those things while celebrating that WNBA preview cover on Sports Illustrated. It was one of those things that made me go, I'm not sure that I like this very much. It seemed like an odd sub headline, right? It was Fever Dream, and then under it says there's much more to the W's most watched team than the Caitlin Clark show. And I said I didn't really like that. I didn't really think that was a smart thing to do. You have the face of the league, the most popular player the WNBA has ever seen, and so on and so forth. You all know the drill. And then now we are seeing what we are getting with Stephanie White as the coach. And of course, Kelly, who Ben, I don't think trusts any longer. Making comments like this we want to get into because I think this is important to listen to, and we're going to talk about this crazy.
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
You have a real opportunity, and you are absolutely blowing it because of this nonsense, this absolute nonsense that you just spewed, that just came out of your mouth. This nonsense is exactly why it will not happen. Caitlin Clark fans are already turning on you. They are turning on the Indiana Fever. What you could have done is built around Caitlin Clark, just like any other team builds around the franchise player. You could have done that. You could have let Caitlin Clark shine. Could have put the pieces around her to make her the best possible Caitlin Clark she could be, which would, of course, elevate the entire Indiana Fever. You could have let her shine. You could have let her lead the Indiana Fever to multiple WNBA championships, and 15 years from now, give or take, you might actually have a real enduring fan base for the Indiana Fever that could see you be a successful franchise for decades going forward, the way you've seen with other successful franchises in other major sports like the NFL and Major League Baseball and so on and so forth, in the NBA, whether it's the Lakers or the Celtics and all of that. But instead, you decided to do all of this by diminishing Caitlin Clark, by trying to make Caitlin Clark just a regular old WNBA player that, by the way, no one wants to watch. So here's the thing, Kelly. Here's the thing, Amber. Here's the thing, Stephanie. Why do you think people are going to stick around and watch you, a franchise they have never watched before, for your 3,000 attend your 3,000 per game attendance numbers before Caitlin Clark? Why exactly do you think the 16, 17,000 that are watching Caitlin now are going to want to watch the Indiana Fever, the franchise that is actively destroying? And I tell you, I'd say it's more than half. You've got a lot of the fan base just doesn't like what you're doing because they think it's hurting Caitlin Clark. But I tell you, a significant portion of them is looking at this and looking at everything you've done as a franchise, everything you've done as a front office, and say, you know what? This is the plan. The plan is to actually diminish Caitlin Clark now, thinking that somehow is going to set up the franchise for success in the future. This is absolutely stupid. I can tell you right now, I talk to a lot of fans. All of you listening are people I talk to. You are not happy about this. You, as Caitlin Clark fans, you are done with the Indiana Fever the second Caitlin Clark is done with the Indiana Fever. In fact, some of you are done with the Indiana Fever now. I know many of you aren't even going to be tuning in to tonight's game because you are sick of this stuff and you will come back if things change. You do not, do not, do not, do not elevate an entire franchise and trying to make this Apple. It's not Apple. Casio, maybe, but you don't elevate an entire franchise to try and make it America's team by dimming the brightest light that the league has ever had. Caitlin Clark is not the problem for you, Indiana Fever. The entire franchise seems jealous of Caitlin Clark, but she is the engine that is giving you this opportunity of becoming America's team, becoming that type of franchise. Did we not talk about building around the big three? What happened to that? I promise you, you keep this up, the fans will tune out completely. They are not Indiana Fever fans. They are Caitlin Clark fans. Most of them couldn't even find Indiana on a map before Caitlin Clark arrived. They certainly didn't know that Indiana had a WNBA franchise. You are 100% overplaying your hand. You have spent your entire lives in this bubble, and you do not understand. You absolutely cannot build an Apple, a Google. You can't do it without Caitlin Clark. The Fever without Caitlin Clark, you just go slip back into irrelevancy. These women, they are entitled, they are spoiled, they are completely delusional, they are 100% unprofessional. You are not building an Apple. At most, you're going to be Kmart. You are going to be Sears. You are closing stores. You are consolidating to try and keep things open. This is absolutely wild. You need to put Caitlin Clark on the ball. You need to let Caitlin Clark shine. Let Caitlin Clark do what she does. Let the Indiana Fever get back to what we saw at the end of last year when it was fun, entertaining, and yes, competitive basketball. But instead, you're going the other way. You've got the greatest gift you could ever get as a franchise. The best thing that ever happened to the Indiana Fever was getting that number one pick the same year that Caitlin Clark was entering the WNBA. And y'all are saying, no, no, we don't want that. No, because we're petty, jealous, shallow, narcissistic women who cannot stand to see another woman shine, another woman shine. And by the way, I will put to that, like, to be fair, and especially the women, because I know some will get hate. I'll get hate for some of this. I will get hate for this by some of you, but women, honest, answer me this, because I get this from my female friends. Okay, this isn't just me as a guy saying this. This is from female friends and their experience. No one, it's not men. No one will tear down a woman more than other women. And I think we're seeing that with the entire WNBA, but unfortunately, we're seeing it with the Fever as well. They don't even want to get the shine that they will get from Caitlin Clark shining. They would rather tear down Caitlin Clark, which is absolutely wild. This is a huge misstep by the Indiana Fever organization. I think it's going to hurt them. I think it already is hurting them, and they need to turn this ship around right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you so much being here. As always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve, and I will talk to you later.